Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Abby Crystal here, the beautiful fresh looking face. Yes, and this is my first episode of a bunch of pageant gist. If this is your first time here, you're highly welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back as well. So this video is it promises to be a lot more because I have a lot of information to share to you guys. Okay, so I decided that instead of creating different videos to talk about different topics or different events that have happened in the pageant industry, why can't I or why don't I put them together in a single video and talk about it in one single video? All right, so it's better that I just gather all the information I can and talk about it in a single video instead of trying to do a separate video for each of them. All right, I think it makes the video much more interesting. All right, so in today's episode, this is the first episode and it promises to be fun. Subsequently, I know that I'm going to be improving more on the content, but for what information I have for today's video is on 4 different topics. All right, so first of all, I'm going to be starting with the AMVCAs. If you've been following the AMVCAs, African Movies Choice Awards, hosted by Mnet and MultiChoice, you will know that it's a whole lot. There's a whole lot, especially the red carpet. All right, so I saw our pageant queens, on the red carpet last week, and I decided to come out here and roast them. Let's just say red carpet roasting. All right, so Miss Universe Nigeria was on the red carpet, yes, and Miss Supranational Nigeria was also on the red carpet. Finally, Miss World Nigeria was also included. She was in attendance at the AMVCA's award, and I really loved what they wore. So I'm going to be putting up pictures for you guys to see what they wore, and I was really impressed with Miss Universe Nigeria's design. Her gown, like, it was so beautiful. So I'm going to put in the pictures on the screen for you guys, so that you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so Miss Universe Nigeria wore a very fine, I think this yellow is not like bright yellow, it looks more like a pale yellow. All right, so she wore this gorgeous yellow outfit for the AMVCA's award, and it was so beautiful. I love the beadings of the gown. I love the beadings on the gown. I loved the neckline. It was just so perfect, and the length of the gown, everything was just so perfect. I don't know why she didn't wear this in Miss Universe, because you guys know what happened in Miss Universe, the issue of the her preliminary gown, which was a flop. All right, so anyway, she came and explained everything. She talked about what happened, but to me, I felt like she would have just done more. But I love her gown. It was so beautiful on her and her skin. All right, so let's go back to Miss Supranational Nigeria. Wow, I loved this gown on her. This is it blush pink or pink? I don't know, but this is very beautiful. I love this gown on her. She looks super gorgeous. She looks like a royal, and I believe that she's going to slay at Miss Supranational Nigeria, sorry, at Miss Supranational, okay, which is coming up very soon. You guys know that it's around the corner. All right, so I love this gown on her, very beautiful. All right, so next we have Miss World Nigeria, Adaimi, in this beautiful gown. Like, it's a turquoise blue gown, I think. Turquoise blue on the top with silver crystals and beadings at the top, silver crystals at the bottom with an inner, I don't know, the color is so beautiful. I love the color on her, and I feel like the gown fits her like a glove. All right, drum rolls to my best dressed pageant sister, pageant queen for this AMVCAs. Yes, I loved Miss Universe Nigeria's gown. Like, seriously, it was so beautiful. I loved the detailing of the gown and all that. She was really my best dressed amongst the queens, and I would say that her gown was actually, it's still pageant friendly. All right, the gown is very much pageant friendly. I love that gown on her. It just fits her like a glove. But for the red carpet, I preferred Miss Supranational too. Her gown was just fit for that red carpet. Red carpet is all about doing the extra things, right? So I feel like her gown was much more worthy for the red carpet. But I felt like my overall best dressed all right, is Miss Universe Nigeria. Michelle Ihezue, yeah, she was my best dressed, followed by Miss Supranational Nigeria Sectra Omosede. Then the least dressed for me was Miss Universe Nigeria, sorry, Miss World Nigeria Ada Eme. All right, so yes, I hope that I did well in judging them. That's my own personal opinion, please. I don't know, everybody, other persons might have their own personal opinion, but this is my own personal opinion. All right, so please don't judge me. If you have any contrary opinion, please state it down in the comment section. All right, so going back to number 2 on the list is, all right, so my number 2 topic on this episode is that our dearest Miss USA resigned. All right, so it was a shocker for me when I saw it on Miss U updates on Instagram. If you've been following Miss U updates, you know that they are mostly their Instagram page is all about updates on Miss Universe. All right, so when I was just scrolling through my Instagram and I saw a particular post that states that Miss USA has resigned. All right, so I read the statement and it just shows that she wanted, she resigned because of her mental health. And I was not like, what is happening to Miss USA? A lot of persons have been saying that the organization has been so tough on the girls. They've not been that supportive. Okay, this actually came up when Arboni Gabriel won last year, or last 2 years, I think. It was, yeah, last year, the outgoing Miss USA, right? Was it Arboni Gabriel? Yeah, the outgoing Miss Universe, right? She won Miss Universe last year, and I think that she was, she talked about, not having a lot of support from the Miss USA organization. So is it that there's an issue with the organization, and what is happening? Like, are they not really supporting their queen? Because if a whole Miss USA can resign, oh my God, what about the pageants here in Nigeria, the queens here in Nigeria that we've known right from time immemorial that they don't really have that much support. All right, so I was thinking that Miss USA organization, they are well coordinated. Let me use that word, well coordinated. But over here in Nigeria, I don't know. I think that our queens are really going through a lot. Based on what Miss USA has said, like she had to quit for her mental health, meaning that she was under a lot of issues. Like she was undergoing a lot of issues with the organization, and she was doing much more than what she wanted to do, or what the organization was pushing her to do a lot of things that she didn't want to do. I think those are the reasons why, on my own personal opinion, I don't know, but she said she resigned for her mental health, meaning that she was already losing it. So I felt like I don't really know what's happening to Miss USA. I think they need to put the arts together, because I used to follow Miss USA. I've been following them for a long time, in fact. And I there's one thing I realized, like they've been, it's been a continuous process. They've been consistent, yeah. So for this to be happening, like this is the first time I'm hearing that a particular beauty pageant, one of their title holders resigned. All right, so on her own accord, not that she breached one of the contracts of the organization. She just resigned on her own. It's very, very sad. And days afterwards, Miss Teen USA quit as well. She resigned as well, and I was not like, oh, something is really wrong with the organization. And I was beginning to feel like Miss Universe organization would also be affected, because part of the owners of Miss USA are also part of the owners of Miss Universe. So there's something wrong somewhere. I think they need to come and they need to fix up whatever is wrong, or whatever happened. Okay, but I felt like they were forced to resign. I don't think that they resigned on their own accord. They were forced to resign based on what the experiences they had with the organization. So for someone that coming from that kind of country that is very, very well coordinated, so I wonder what our queens here in Nigeria are passing through. Because I feel like one day Nigeria, the trend in Nigeria will be that, okay, our queens are resigning before the pageant itself, before the international pageant, because a whole lot is really happening. The pageant industry, if you're not mentally sound, it's going to affect your reign. So I kind of understood where they're coming from, but I feel like the organization needs to do more, in terms of being coordinated and all that. So I think, anyways, that is number 2 on our topic. All All right, so going to number 3 on our list is, yes, if you've been following if you follow Miss Universe Nigeria last year, if you really followed Miss Universe Nigeria last year, you know that one of the favorites to win, Perpetual, representing Jigawa State, she was one of the front runners in Miss Universe Nigeria, and it's so sad that she stopped at top 10. She wasn't called to the top 5, and I was secretly hoping that she would come back this year and fight for Miss Universe Nigeria crown. But unfortunately, and in fact fortunately for her, not unfortunately for me, fortunately for her, because I believe that she knows what is best for her. Yes, I just early this week I saw one of the updates from one of the pageant bloggers on Instagram, that she's actually contesting for another pageant. All right, so that particular pageant is BAIP. I'm going to put the full details on the screen for you guys. She's contesting. She's a contestant on that particular pageant, and the winner of that particular pageant represents Nigeria. Represent Nigeria in Miss International in Japan. All right, so I feel like she thought, or she feels like contesting on that particular platform will give her the desired recognition and desired results that she wanted, because I know that she has been fighting so much to be to represent Nigeria internationally, and I just hope that the universe aligns in her favor this time around. I remember that she had contested for MBJ previously and Miss Universe Nigeria, last year's Miss Universe Nigeria, so she's not new to the pageant scene, and currently she's face of Oriflame Nigeria. All right, so she's not new to the pageant scene. I feel like she's one contender in that particular pageant that will do so well, and I wish her the best of luck. I hope that she wins that crown and goes ahead to represent Nigeria in Miss International. Yes, Miss International, that is being held in Tokyo, Japan. All right, so I wish her the best of luck, and that's it. So finally, on our topic on this episode is that Miss Supranational is coming up very, very soon, and our representative sector is she's preparing, and I'm going to be giving you guys updates on that. I think they started the Supra chart, and a lot of countries have started contesting on the Supra chart and all that. So I feel like I would follow up with Nigeria's participation in that particular category. Okay, Supra chart, I think they what they do is that contestants from some parts of the world, like other countries, they are being grouped together in different groups. So I'm trying to look for the particular group where Nigeria is being placed, so that I can talk about it, I can analyze her performance in the Super Chat. So just keep your fingers crossed. I will bring you that content. All right, pageant that is really, really bubbling, or that I feel like I need to talk about, is Miss Universe Philippines. Yes, that pageant has been going on for quite a long time now. Like, the girls have been in camp for, I think, going to 2 months now. They've been doing a lot of activities, pageant activities and all that. So they are drawing closer to the grand finale, which is happening on the 22nd of this month. And I think that's about 2 days away from now. And I think today is the preliminary competition, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I'll be talking about that particular pageant, and a lot of persons have been talking about the winners. Like, they've been predicting the winners for that particular pageant. And I've been following Miss Universe Philippines for a very long time, and I feel like that pageant, I think this is the 3rd or 4th edition, if I'm not mistaken. Before, they used to have a particular pageant, like they used to have like a pageant where they pick their representatives to almost all the pageants, all the international pageants, but they had to coin out Miss Universe Philippines the way Nigeria coined out Miss Universe Nigeria pageant, separate from other pageants. All right, so now that they have a separate pageant, past queens are able to compete and all that. And for this year's front runners, we have Atisa Manalo and Alexi Brooks. And for me, I feel like they are the front runners, on social media platform. But I think that there are other dark horses. There are persons that I feel like they might just surprise us and take the crown for Miss Universe Philippines. All right, so let us keep our fingers crossed. I'll be talking about that particular pageant, after the grand finale, which is happening in a few days from now. All right, I will watch the pageant and I'll give you guys my final review about the particular pageant. But I feel like I really love the pre-pageant activities that they have, the girls have been having in camp, like all the swimwear competition separate from runway competition. So many competitions that the girls have been undergoing, and that has opened our eyes to see the clear front runners for Miss Universe Philippines. And I feel like Miss Universe Nigeria should imbibe that in their pageant, because that's 2 weeks campaign is not enough for us to know the girls very well. I feel like we should have like a 1 month 1 month campaign activities where they have a lot of sub competitions before the grand finale. All right, so that would be able to put our minds and the minds of the judges to pick out the best out of the best. All right, if you know what I mean. All right, so I feel like Miss Universe Nigeria should imbibe that in this year's pageant. I'll be saying it, like we need a lot more time to prepare our girls for international competitions. At this point, with the forms for Miss Universe Nigeria ought to have been out, but as it is right now, no date has been fixed, nothing has been said, and they're just hoping that this year's competition is held earlier than previous years, or earlier than last year, so that the girls will have a lot of more time to prepare. All right, so this year's pageant, I noticed that Miss Universe Philippines also crowns their representative to Miss Echo International, Miss Supranational, and Miss Cosmo, and I feel like Nigeria should also include a lot more crowns to Miss Universe Nigeria. Okay, for now we are crowning what Miss Universe Nigeria, the crowns that they're giving out is Miss Universe Nigeria and Miss Supranational Nigeria. All right, so I think they should include more crowns. Yeah, I feel like they should include more crowns. All right, so guys, we've come to the end of episode 1 of a bunch of pageant gist. I know you enjoyed yourself, all right? I know you enjoyed yourself with this gist. I don't want to stop. But I'll be coming back on the second episode where I'll be talking about what is happening in the pageant world. If there's any new development and all that, I'll be coming to tell you guys. All right, so please don't touch that dial. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please, the best time for you to subscribe. This is the best time for you to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell notification button beside the subscribe button to get notified whenever I post new videos on my channel. So guys, my next video coming up very, very soon. Au revoir. Bye.